Welcome to AutoCAD. In this video you're going to be introduced to AutoCAD. So if you have no knowledge whatsoever, this is the right place to start. This is the interface that you're first greeted with, and we have recent documents here along with some notifications, and if you have a cloud account A360, you're able to use this as well. Now we have several ways that we can start a new drawing, and I'm just going to look at them real quickly. This video is not going to go into any detail. The most obvious one is right here in starting a new drawing. You also have a drop down arrow here, and it gives you some templates that you use. We normally use AutoCAD ISO DWT, right? And we are also able to go up here to the application window and click new, and it should send us to a window with the same options for selecting that AutoCAD ISO. Over here we also have the new, and we can also access the same file from there. So there are several ways. I'm just going to click here to start our new drawing. You're going to be introduced to the AutoCAD interface, and right away we have some areas that you need to become familiar with. This right here is the application menu, and it has our basic operations. Again, you have areas that you can open a drawing, a new drawing, you can save your drawing, and so on. Outside of that, we have this area right here, which is the quick access toolbar, and you're able to modify that area by adding or unticking the areas that you do not want to show up here. So we'll just close that, and then we have this area, which is the ribbon, right? We also have tabs. So this is the home tab. We have insert to annotate, and all of these tabs will have different panels on it with different commands. Now we are going to be sticking to the home tab because that is where we are going to use most of the commands to do our drawing today. You are able to type it in the command window once you want to activate a command. Once you type units, now we can just press enter. You don't have to click in the command window to start typing inside of it. Once you press a letter on your keyboard, it's going to automatically send you to the command window. So this is an area that we are going to have to pay keen attention to when using AutoCAD. Very important. So units, and the units window will pop up. Now in this units window, for the length, we are able to put in our length in by different types of measurements. So for instance, we are now on decimal, and it's shown by an example here how the decimal would look in terms of measurement, right? So this is 1.5 comma 2.0039. that is how it's represented in decimal. For the precision, we are going to put a precision at 0 for this one. You are also able to draw in architectural drawing, which we have feet and inches, and it's demonstrated down here as well. Now the insertion scale is what we intend to draw in, so whether we are going to draw in feet, inches, millimeters, centimeters, I normally draw in the decimal, using a decimal system. So I'm going to choose the type of insertion, the length of the units to be in decimal, and I'm going to set my precision to 0 because I do not want any decimal place after that whole number. The decimal degrees is similar. We are going to work the angles in degrees, in decimal degrees. So you'd have had different options here based on what you're doing. Surveyors, units, degrees, minutes, and seconds. So you're able to choose different systems. Again, precision is at 0, and you're able to set it to numerous number of decimal places. And for the lighting, we normally allow that to stay at that default setting. Okay. The drawings that we did, we just draw some lines. They were not to any particular measurement, and the circle also. So now we want to draw lines to specific measurements. I can go ahead and click on the line command here again, or I can just type the shortcut, which is L, and press enter. So AutoCAD asks us to specify the first point. So I am just going to click in the drawing area where I want to start based on how I want to set my drawing. Click my first point, and I am going to move in the direction to the right, and then I am going to type in my distance of say 150 units and press enter. Now based on my line, I'm going to press escape to come out of the line command. This line has extended and it's larger than the drawing area, so I can just put my mouse here and scroll back, and it will zoom out the drawing until the entire line comes into place. If you have a line or an object and it's very large, you can zoom extent by double clicking on the middle button on your mouse like that, and it will bring the entire drawing into perspective. So let us continue with the line command. It's now off, so I'm going to enter L again, enter, and just to select this point, I am going to enter line. Let's use 75, enter, and we move it to the left, and we are going to use 150 again, enter. And this green lines is showing where we have our horizontal or vertical lines, or it is set at a 30-degree angle, so it's going to snap at every 30-degree angle. It's just another one of the tools down here that we use. Right, this one is called polar snap. So I'm just going to close here for now with the line command, escape. And we have more than one ways where we can enter the angle of a line. So say I want to draw my line at 30 degrees here, I am able to draw at a 30-degree angle once this green line comes in, because I've set the polar snap to 30 degrees. This one, 30, 60, 90, 120. Polar snap is on. You're able to draw your line at 30 degrees here by just entering the distance, because it's already snapped to 30 degrees. So I'm just going to enter 65, enter, and then I am going to move up the same distance as here on the vertical plane. So that was 75, enter, and I am going to snap back to this point. I'm going to draw another line at 30 degrees right here, the same distance of 65. So I'm just going to press line, snap right here, and then I am going to turn off the polar tracking. Now there's another way to enter this command, and it is with the lesser. You have the greater than sign and the lesser than sign. That is the arrow that is pointing to your left. So you're able to press that arrow and type in your degrees of 30. Press enter, and AutoCAD has now locked that line on a 30 degree. And now I am also able to type in my distance of 65, enter, and I'm just going to carry across to close here, which should be a perfect horizontal line. So this is the shape that I've completed. Being introduced to some of the status bar icons, I just introduced you to polar. Another very commonly used one is the author mode, or F8 as a shortcut key. So I've just activated author mode. If you notice, it's in blue, and I'm going to draw a line or a series of lines, and what this does is basically restricts you to a vertical or horizontal line regardless of where the cursor is and the direction that you plan to draw in. So I'm just going to move here, and if I click, all I am limited to is a horizontal or vertical movement. I'm able to just draw a series of horizontal or vertical lines with auto mode on. I'm going to turn that off. Another one that I've been using is the dynamic input. It's right here, or F12 is a short key, and this one assists in terms of bringing what you want to enter in the drawing area close to your cursor or your pointer. I'm going to activate it so it's now blue, and I'm going to type L, enter for line. We are asked the same question now beside the cursor as is being asked in the command window to specify the first point, and the cursor actually has some more information. You're given the opportunity to see the distance that you have stretched that line. Let me turn on polar mode. So you're given the angle as well as the distance. If you want to type in another distance, because now I have 167, and say I want to type in 200, enter. Dynamic input gives you the opportunity to basically see your angles and your measurements close to the cursor instead of looking down at the command window and have to be looking back up in the drawing area. So this is very, very useful when we are completing drawings as well in AutoCAD. If dynamic input is not here, we go all the way to the right where we have the 3 lines customization, and then we click there and we are able to select and deselect the ones that we want to appear here on the status bar. So dynamic input is all the way up here, and you can see that it's already ticked along with these other ones which now appear on the status bar. So this is a very useful feature again in getting accurate drawings in AutoCAD. Let me just delete those and just want to look at our dynamic input, which is already on, and how it's able to assist us in drawing a line. So I've activated the line command, specify first point. If I want to draw a line at a particular angle, at a particular length, I am able to do so. AutoCAD is now snapping at 0 degree on the x-axis, and it normally measures the degree in an anti-clockwise format. Unless you're below this horizontal line, then you're able to your degrees, your angle in relation to the x-axis from that point. So let me just demonstrate. Above the line, I want a distance of 250. Then I'm going to tab, and it will move over to the angle. So now this line is locked at 250, and you can see the symbol there on the dynamic input. And if I want an angle of say 70 degrees, I'm just going to type in 70 degrees here, and you're able to tab in your distance. I'll just press enter. Right, so this line is at a 70 degree angle, and it measures 250. In the same breath, if I want a line again, so I'm just going to snap back that enter key to activate the last command, which is line, and I tap my point here. I am able to enter my measurement and my angle. So if I want to lock first on the angle and not the measurement first, I am able to do that by pressing the tab key. Goes over to angle, and I'm going to type in 30 degrees right here. I say I type in 35 degrees right here. Now I'm able to tab over to the length, and now it is locked at a 35 degree angle. So we can choose to lock the length first, or we can also lock the angle first, and then we're able to type in the length as we want. So say I want a length of 25, enter, and that will be my line drawn at a 35 degree, and the length of it is basically 25 units. If we should reactivate line command and we go below that green line, the x-axis, we are also able to type in the angle in relation to the x-axis up there. So we need to type in the angle first or the distance first, whichever you choose. So let's type in the distance first since it's there. So say 185, and then tab to the angle. We have it at a 15 degree angle right here. So I am going to type in 35 degrees, enter, escape. So this line, if we should go on the end of it, it says 35 degrees from the horizontal x-axis and it's 185 units. So this dynamic input is very important, because here again it is giving you a summary of the properties of this line in terms of how it's drawn, right? And useful information is a very, very handy tool, right? So let's just delete all of these, and basically we are going to stop here for now. In the next series we are going to continue in learning these basic commands. Thank you for watching.